debating society, and they do debate all sorts of things, but behind the facade is a very nasty organisation. Its emblem is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's got another one which is of men hammering the world into a different shape, and their effective technique is that they're going to change us, but they're going to do it so slowly we won't know it's happening. So if I could jump back to Tony Blair, who you know and love, we'd be interested that he was a chairman of the Fabian Society. So don't think that the Fabians are some innocent little party in this. They're very serious. Here's Demos. And Demos here is putting policy. It says that absolute power doesn't corrupt. According to Demos, it's we don't have power causes the problem. So they're turning what we know to be truth on its head. And this is common purpose. How many of you now know something about it? Okay, I got it right because I didn't want to talk too much detail. I wanted to show you something different. Common purpose is a change agent. It's a political cult. It recruits people, trains them to recruit other people, and they go on and train others. But what it is doing very cleverly is changing and reframing their views. And I can talk to you about people saying strange things. I can talk about people becoming mentally unwell. I can talk about all sorts of things. 30-odd thousand common purpose people now in the middle of that third sector. Here she is. This is my favourite lady, Julia Middleton, the chief executive. And she was giving a talk, and I don't know whether you noticed the eyes, but there's something special. Who is she? She's now advising National Health Service on running hospitals. She's advising the military. She's advising schools. She's advising MPs. She's advising the government. She's everywhere. But who is she? Well, she's married to a man who's involved with the Trinity Mirror Group. She was involved with Demos, a Marxist organisation, and she is creating the new leaders. I think something is very dangerous here, because she talks about us empowering ourselves, except when we ask what public money is being spent on this. And then she says we're right-wing extremists. So she can do it, but if I ask why, we're the problem makers. They have been collecting names of people inquiring about them over the last year and putting them on a spreadsheet. We know this because we have a copy of the spreadsheet. And I can tell you that at the moment there is a battle going on because Common Purpose has coerced members of the public sector and a police force and somebody within the prison service to release names and addresses and telephone numbers of people inquiring about Common Purpose. They have coerced civil servants into breaking the Data Protection Act. And now they're lying about it, and I have the letter that proves they're lying. This organisation and this lady are very dangerous. Basically, this is an article that's appeared in a magazine called Third Sector, but you want to read it because it's talking about the breach of Data Protection Act. Now, good old Julia Middleton gets around because she's a new leader. She pays herself about £80,000 of the money that comes into her charity. But don't worry, because most of the money comes from the public sector anyway. Oh, that's us. So she was a bit bored one day, so with a friend, they decided to create the Media Standards Trust, because news matters. And this trust has a board of trustees made up of leaders of integrity, selected from civil society and the media, and they're going to reflect our diverse society. And surprise, surprise, the deputy chair is Julia Middleton. Sir David Bell, Sir David Bell, chairman of the Financial Times Group. Who have we got? Waterstones, King's Fund, that's a pretty interesting one. The BBC, Robert Peston. You know him, the man who's always got the news? Baroness Helena Kennedy QC, Bishop of Wakefield. These are all normal people. And do you know what they're doing? They're going to make sure that the media is fair and open and honest. No, honestly, read it. Do you know where the office is based? It's based in the middle of Common Purpose's office. This is communism. Is it going to work? Come on, work for me. Now, Julia Middleton is so worried about UK and our media and the world that she's helped set up another trust. It's called Al-Fanar, which I understand means lighthouse in Arabic. Do you like the logo? What is it? Thank you. If you can see the logos, you are more than halfway to seeing the organisation. So here is Al-Fanar, and what they're going to do is they're going to help change Arab society. Now, I can tell you that Common Purpose is busting a gut at the moment to get in amongst the Muslim community. And they've had a huge grant, a number of them from the government, to run leadership courses for Muslims and Muslim children. The reason they say they want to get in amongst the Muslim community is because they want to help stop extremism. I hope the special branch and MI5 are paying attention to this because they could learn a few things. So Common Purpose is being paid by the government to get in amongst the Muslims. And at the moment they're not doing very well because we are talking to the Muslims on a daily basis about what Common Purpose is wanting to do. But why does Common Purpose want to get in amongst the Muslims? Any answers? It's very simple. Compared to us, who've allowed our families and values to be wrecked, they still have very tight family units where mum and dad are important and they pay attention to the local, preacher, imam. So Common Purpose has got a real problem because it's about breaking down society and it can't break the Muslims down because it can't get amongst them. The same thing with the Arabs. They have a totally different culture, but we're sending in Julia Middleton to scramble them. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. I can't even remember where I put it. Oh yes, I could. These are people who are training I know what this is, sorry. This is a bit of text about the trustees in that Al-Fanar Trust. And I did it deliberately because most of it's pure bull. But here we've got a Mr. Can't read it, Hamilton or something. Here's Demos. Well, this is Julia Middleton as well. Demos, sorry, in here. Who have we got here? We've got UNESCO. Down here, we're coming down. We've got the World Bank. And I think you'll find we've got some colleges. We've got the Saudi Hollandi Bank. So we've got a mixture of people who say they're involved in charities, but they've got big banks backing them and Common Purpose, and this is socialist dogma. This is dangerous. Now the police. Well, here's my challenge to you for the police, because this little group say that they are training the police. And we've got a Phil Hardy, he's a master in neuro-linguistic programming. Down here, Associate of the Leadership Academy for Policing, the National Centre for Applied Learning Technologies, and the Scottish Executive. So why are we giving the police neuro-linguistic courses, and do the policemen understand that if you're given neuro-linguistic training, it can seriously damage your mental health? Have we noticed the number of people becoming depressed? Do we know about the suicides in Bridgend? How many suicides now? Is it up to 30 now? It's very high. It was 27 and it's crept up. Why are these people committing suicide? 31. We should be really worried about this. Well, if you look and see what courses these people have been doing as youngsters, you'll find it's full of neuro-linguistic stuff. Common Purpose is very active in South Wales. Here's another trainer, licensed in the use of psychometric and personality instruments. He's involved